Kat, Chad, and or Curtis. Which two house guests will be evicted in a double eviction, and who will rise to power and become the new head of household? Find out now on Big Brother Cheesecake 5 All-Stars. Hello, I'm Andrew Shevsik Moonves. Welcome to Big Brother Cheesecake 5 All-Stars. It's day 58 inside the Big Brother Cheesecake house, and this week Chantel was the head of household in a double eviction week. She nominated Kat, Chad, Curtis, and Rhonda for eviction, but Rhonda won the Topaz Power Veto in the Big Brother Suburban Suburbia Topaz Power Veto competition, chose to use it on herself, which means in just moments, two of Kat, Chad, and Curtis will be evicted and will join Joanne in Redemple Temple, where tomorrow, one will stay and two will become the first two members of the jury. Who will that be? You'll find out tomorrow. And who will be evicted? We'll find out right now, because we have a lot to get to, and so I'm going to get right into it. I'm not going to waste any time. Let's get to the eviction. Kat, Chad, Curtis, your house guests have cast their votes to evict two of you. The two house guests who have received the most votes will have about 15 minutes to say his or her goodbyes, gather their belongings before joining Joanne in Redemple Temple. Okay, here we go. By a vote of 3 to 2 to 1. Kat, you are evicted from the Big Brother Cheesecake 5 house. And Curtis, you have survived the block 3 times because, Chad, you are evicted from the Big Brother Cheesecake 5 house. As it is written, so it shall be done. Kat, Chad, you will always be all-stars. And for now, you might still be these superstars because both of you are heading to Redemple Temple, where you will join Joanne, where tomorrow you will battle it out and one of you will stay and two of you will become the first two members of the jury. So Kat, I know you're disappointed, but I do want to give you some positive words of affirmation. When you came into the game, into All-Stars, I told you, and you even agreed with me, that I thought you would be pre-jury. I thought you didn't stand a chance in hell. And you managed to finally get away from the sort of the Rai grip that we all saw that picture of when Rai, or as you called him, Jupiter, was talking to you and you were like, in the call. And when you won head of household, you told me the second virus started that if you won, Chantel and Brazil were going up. You won, Chantel and Brazil went up. And your justification was you wanted redemption, you wanted to make a big move, and even if it backfired, you wanted to, make a big move. And to be honest, Marcin said it when I talked to him, and I kind of agree. I don't even know if that was the wrong move. I think that might have been the right move, because I think you would be in the exact same position now if you had put up whichever two people, the whatever Enormo alliance you were in at the time. I think it was the season 3 and 4 alliance that Ryan created way back when. If you had put up some combination of Eitan, Rhonda, Joanne, I think Chanel was still in the game, Chad, I think you'd still be in the same boat now. So, you know what? Good for you for making a big move. Obviously, Chantel coming back was not good for your game, but that was a risk you took, and, I applaud you for that. And so it's not over yet, but even if it is over, your placement last season was 6th, and this season the worst you can do is, well, if Joanne comes back into the game, would be 11th. But I don't feel like the numbers, I'm a firm believer that your placement doesn't necessarily reflect your game, and I think your game this season, personally, was better. That's just my opinion. As was a lot of the house guests this season were playing better, as you should, because it's your second time, so you know the game better. Chad, this is your third time playing, and even though, again, you were the runner-up, second place in Season 1, this season, after Season 3 was a disaster, I think this was your best showing. You came in, you had the peace and love strategy, and even though everybody knew it was fake, it was kind of funny and amusing, especially when you would like tell Aton off and be like, "You suck, I hate you." And then in the next message, you would be like, "Please forgive me." And he'd be like, "No." I was amused, and I think a lot of the house guests hated you the least this time around. I mean, even Charlene didn't really hate you this season. Charlene's anger was mostly directed towards Joanne. Like, nobody really hated you. I do think Charlene's anti-vax spiraling out of control thing helped. That was the start of you being able to become background. And there was a good 2 weeks there around the time Chanel was evicted where you were background, which, you know, that's like an oxymoron, Chad and background in the same sentence. So yeah, I think you did really, really well, and it's not over for you yet. Chad is bad at comps, but in Season 1, we had Rajubjub Island because 3 people quit, and Chad was the person who returned to the game from Rajubjub Island, so he can do it again too. You never know. Okay, now it's time to get to the rules for the Redemple Temple competition. So we are in the second half of Redemple Temple, and this time around, there are 3 competitions that are different from one another and are a little bit more complicated, or in some cases a lot more complicated. The first Redemple Temple duel of the second half of the season for Joanne, Kat, and Chad is Big Brother Wheel of Misfortune. And here's how it works. The Wheel of Misfortune was a competition introduced in Season 4, won by Marcin, and it is essentially Wheel of Fortune. However, because a lot of the house guests this season were bitching about luck and luck-based comps, I've decided to bench the wheel. We are not going to play with the wheel this season, so it's essentially Hangman, and the reason for this is if one person just lands on bankrupt time and time again, that's not really fair. So to make it as fair as possible, you are each playing this competition individually. In your private chat with me, we will play throughout the day at your own time. As long as you get it done by midnight, it doesn't matter how long you take. And I will get to the scoring system in a second. Whoever has the highest score will win. Because you are doing this individually, I want to remind you that you are not allowed to get help from any outside source. A raccoon, the house guests, a squirrel, your friends and family, a lemur. Nobody, Becky especially, nobody is allowed to help you in this competition. You must do it on your own. And like I always say, do you really want to be eating cheesecake with your $500 Cheesecake Factory gift card knowing that it's tainted because you cheated? Is that really how you want to win this? Do you want me to like show a list of winners to my grandkids one day and they say, "Grandpa, why is there an asterisk next to the name?" That's because that person cheated, and I pretend that season didn't happen anymore. So, yeah. And I do trust the 3 of you. I don't know about Chad, but I trust Joanne and Kat not to cheat. But Chad is so bad, he's the type that could cheat and still lose. And outside help includes computer, software that's developed to, solve crosswords and Sudokus and Flaminos and Flamingos and whatnot. So, and Scrabble, tile generators, none of that. Okay, you're going to get 5 puzzles just like in Wheel of Fortune. They will all be blank. In each puzzle, you can call as many consonants as you like, but I'm keeping track of how many consonants you call. Y is a consonant, Rhonda. So, you can call as many consonants as you like, and once you can solve the puzzle, do so by typing it out to me, and your score will be the number of consonants you solve. So the lower the score, like in golf, the better. So like a stroke, when you take a stroke in golf, each additional stroke is bad. Calling an additional consonant is bad. Now, you can call as many consonants as you like in the 5 puzzles, but vowels, A, E, I, O, U, you can only call on each vowel once throughout the entire competition. So there are 5 puzzles. You can only call on each vowel once for the entire 5 puzzles. So make sure you use them wisely, because you don't get them back. So you have to be sort of advantageous and strategic in your thinking. So the house guest who solves all 5 puzzles, which you all will, no matter what, the house guest who solves all 5 puzzles in the fewest amount of consonants will win the Redemple Temple Duel, will win 20 All-Star dollars, and the other 2 house guests will become the first 2 members of the jury, and we'll have to leave the group chat. If there's a tie, then we go to vowels. Whoever solved it in the least amount of vowels used out of your 5 will win. So bear that in mind. In the off chance there's a tie, if you can save a vowel, then that might help you win. If there is still a tie, we will go to a special tie-breaking procedure between the 2 or 3 people involved in the tie. And it is not a question, it is a special tie-breaking procedure unique to Redemple Temple. Okay, so good luck to Joanne, Kat, and Chad. If I was to make a prediction, since I can't influence it in any way, I feel like Joanne has been really good. She was good at Scrabble, and she's good at the sort of math and sort of letters, like the logic type things. So that's going to be my prediction, Joanne. But we'll see. And you must get it done by midnight. I'm going to be trying to answer you guys throughout the day so you have as much time as possible, but it must be done by midnight. Okay, now it's time to get to the head of household competition. Chantal is outgoing head of household. You're not eligible to compete. Joanne cannot compete either. Kat and Chad did compete. I left them in, but I will say out of 20, Kat, you scored 10 out of 20, Chad, 12 out of 20, and everybody did really, really well in this competition, so that was not enough. But I'll still let you play just for shits and giggles. So free from the threat of eviction, the head of household wins the perks of his or her private HOH bedroom and bathroom, a letter from home, a fruit basket with diabetic cookies, and the responsibility of nominating 2 of his or her fellow house guests for eviction. There were 20 questions in this Big Brother entree survey questionnaire, and I must say you had to predict whether boys or girls preferred, as an average score, that entree. And I must say I was very impressed. There were a lot of high scores. Kat had the lowest score at 10. I believe Chad had the second lowest score at 12. And everybody else did really, really well. So I'm impressed. Okay, here we go. Is everybody ready? Then let's begin. Okay. Remember, first, if you get 3 strikes, you are out. Whoever's the last man standing will win. Here we go. Question number 1 is... Sorry, I'm just adjusting everything. Okay, question number 1 is... Number 6. Or is that a 9? No, I don't do 9s like that. That's a 6. 6 is filet mignon. Everybody except Brazil and Nicole say boys. Brazil and Nicole say girls. And the correct answer is girls preferred filet mignon. Which means probably Brazil and Nicole put filet mignon first. Which means everybody gets a strike except Brazil and Nicole. I gave JoJo 2 strikes. Okay, question 2 is... That was a surprise to me. And a lot of people got that one wrong. That's why I purposely put in the 3 strikes rule. Because can you imagine if we're down to 20 questions and we're down to Brazil and Nicole right away? Okay, next question is... Number 2, which is fettuccine Alfredo. I've had it at Cheesecake Factory. It's so good, but it's like 2,000 calories. And I've never had the filet mignon before, believe it or not, because I go to the keg for steak, right? Filet mignon, saying boys. Kat, Jojo, Nicole, Jonathan. Saying girls. Rhonda, Eitan, Curtis, Chad, Brazil. Fettuccine Alfredo was preferred by girls, which means Kat has 2 strikes. Jojo has 2 strikes. Nicole has 1 strike. Jonathan, 2 strikes. Brazil is the only one without a strike. Question 3 is... Question 3 is number 5, which is cilantro ranchero steak medallions. My uncle had this once. It was actually really, really, really good. But you have to like cilantro because it's like littered with cilantro. I do. My mother hates it. Okay, saying boys. Eitan, Brazil, Jojo, Jonathan. Saying girls. Kat, Rhonda, Curtis, Chad, Nicole. The correct answer is girls, which means Eitan has 2 strikes. Brazil gets her first strike. Jojo, 3 strikes, you are eliminated. Jonathan, 3 strikes, you are also eliminated. Okay, so we are down to Kat, Rhonda, Eitan, Curtis, Chad, Brazil, Nicole. Question number 4 is... Isn't this exciting? If you are not excited right now, something is wrong with you. Get help. Seriously. Life will not get more exciting than this. Comparing entrees at a restaurant. Number 16 is fish tacos. Never had it. Don't think I would really like it. Mind you, you never know. Saying boys is Rhonda, Curtis, Chad, Nicole. Saying girls, Kat, Eitan, Brazil. That's it. The correct answer is boys, which means Kat, sorry, 3 strikes, you're out. Eitan, 3 strikes, you're out. Brazil goes up to 2 strikes. So we have Rhonda, 1 strike. Curtis, 1 strike. Chad, 1 strike, doesn't really matter. Nicole, 1 strike. Brazil, 2 strikes. Next question. Is number 7, which is fish and chips. Also never had it. Well, everybody says boys except for Jojo. The correct answer was boys, so nothing changes there. Next question is number 17, Factory Burrito Grande. Saying boys, Rhonda, Chad, Nicole. Saying girls, Curtis, Brazil. The correct answer is girls, which means Rhonda, you are up to 2 strikes. Chad, 2 strikes. Nicole, 2 strikes. Which means Curtis is the only person with 1 strike. Rhonda, 2, Chad, 2, Brazil, 2, Nicole, 2. Next question. You're almost there. Number 1, spinach and 4 cheese lasagna. Everybody says girls except Rhonda. The correct answer is girls, which means Rhonda is eliminated. We are down to Curtis, 1 strike. Chad, 2 strikes. Brazil, 2 strikes. Nicole, 2 strikes. Next question. Number 8. Cajun shrimp and chicken gumbo. I've wanted to try that and I have not. Saying boys, Chad. Everybody else, girls. The correct answer is girls. So Chad is eliminated, which doesn't really matter anyway. So Curtis, 1 strike. Brazil, 2 strikes. Nicole's 2 strikes. Next question. Is number 3. Mediterranean vegetarian pasta, otherwise known as Evelyn's shrimp pasta, which I personally love. Everybody says girls. It is girls. You all stay in the game. Next question is number 10. Miso salmon. Everybody left in the game says boys, and that is the correct answer. Moving on. Number 13, will it be lucky? Crispy pork schnitzel, I've tried. It's a new menu. It's so good. So good with mashed potato. No. Is it mashed potatoes? I think it is. Mashed potatoes, red cabbage, and like this mustard sauce. Sex. Okay, saying boy. Again, everybody says girls. Everybody's correct. Damn it. There's not even that many left. Okay, but at least we're going through all of them, which is what I wanted. Number 12. Chicken... Oh, I love this. Chicken Riesling with angel hair. Saying boys is Curtis, Brazil, and Nicole. And that is the correct answer. I hate the three of you. Okay, next question. I seriously have, like, hardly any left. Number 15. Shepherd's pie. Everybody says boys, everybody's correct. I'm going to also get rid of 19, spinach and mushroom flatbread pizza. You all say girls, you're all correct. 18, smokehouse barbecue bacon burger. You all say boys, you're all correct. 5 meat flatbread pizza, which I've had is good. You all say boys, you're all correct. So there's only 5 left here. Number 14 is Thai coconut lemon chicken. You all say boys, you're all correct. Number 9 is branzino with lemon butter. You all say girls, you're all correct. That one I didn't put anything on, which is weird. So I have 2 left in my... I can't believe it came down to the last 2. Remember when Rachel... What was it on Friends? when they were deciding if they turned 40 and they're not married yet, who they would decide, like who they would marry, and Rachel basically she scrunches it up in her hand and she's like... Right, but she never moves them. Anyway, let's go with... this one. Number 4. Shrimp scampi. Saying boys is Nicole. Saying girls, Curtis and Brazil. The correct answer is girls, which means Nicole, you have 3 strikes. You are eliminated. So, we are down to number 11. And I can tell I made a mistake because number 11 is... chicken piccata with angel hair. No, I didn't make a mistake. Sorry. Chicken piccata with angel hair. You both say boys. You are both correct. So the competition finishes with Curtis at 1 strike, Brazil at 2 strikes, which means congratulations, Curtis. You are the new head of household. Why that happened? Curtis had 1 strike, Brazil 2. It's because the scores were that good. Aton had 15 out of 20, Nicole had 16 out of 20, Brazil had 18 out of 20, Curtis had 19 out of 20. Very impressive, especially Curtis, since you were in the car driving to Vancouver, so you didn't even have time to prepare! Jesus! Every time! And it's so loud. That sound means I had a stroke. No, it means Rhonda has chosen to use her Emerald Power of Veto to veto this competition. As you all know, Rhonda can use her Emerald Power Veto once to veto... As you all know, Rhonda can use her Emerald Power Veto to veto a competition, and we then go to a random draw for a new winner. Included in the random draw is everybody who participated in the competition, which is obviously everyone except for Joanne, Kat, Chad, and Chantel. So we are now going to go to a random draw for a new winner. And I will say that Curtis is still credited with the 60 All-Star dollars and with the win on the competition leaderboard. Which means we still don't have anybody with 3 competition wins, which is just crazy. Okay, so here we go. I have to take out Chantel, because in a redraw, the outgoing head of household is still not eligible to win. Everybody else, including Curtis, the dethroned head of household, is eligible. Both Season 4 and Season 5, the Emerald Power Veto was won in the double eviction. It was used right away, and it vetoed the survey competition, the second survey Q&A competition. That's crazy. CJ won the Emerald right away after the double eviction used it, and Rai Rai's Q&A was vetoed. Same thing this season. Rhonda wins it in the double eviction. She uses it right away on Curtis. So, here we go. Is everybody ready? This is the head of household lottery. Oh, this is huge. This is enormous. In Season 4, when CJ used the Emerald Power Veto, Lindsay got head of household and it changed the course of the second half of the game. Will it happen this season? I don't know. Here we go. I am so scared right now. This is probably the most climactic moment of the season so far. Okay. One time. Oh, I'm so scared. Here we go. The new head of household is Nicole! Congratulations, you are the new head of household. Unfortunately, this means you will not create history as being the first house guest to make Final 6 having not played in a veto, because as head of household, you're guaranteed to play. So much for that, but I don't think you care because you are the new head of household. And you have until Thursday night, which is tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to privately message me your 2 nominees and a reason why. So, tomorrow, Kat, Chad, and or Joanne. Which 2 house guests will be permanently evicted, having lost Redemple Temple, and become the first 2 members of the jury, and who will stay on Redemple Temple? Friday is the final veto wheel of the season, and who will Nicole nominate for eviction? And we will pick players for the Golden Power Veto competition. Saturday is the rules to a brand new Golden Power Veto competition. Sunday is the Golden Power Veto results. Monday, the Golden Power Veto ceremony. Tuesday, the final 2 nominees plead their case. And Wednesday, 1 week from today, is the next live eviction and head of household competition, where another house guest will be evicted from the Big Brother Cheesecake 5 house and head to Redemple Temple, where they will battle for a chance to stay in the game. I'm your Chef Moonves. Take care, and remember, people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do. Good night.